Up at my main nuke yard apiary here in the little quarry I've talked about before, and I just wanted to show you this on Sunday afternoon. We've got a nice bit of sun. The good thing about this apiary is why I love it so much is the sun comes around late and it can be really warm here later in the day. But I just wanted to show you these Asian hornets here. They're all kind of just hanging around the end of the season. We've got a couple of nests obviously in this valley, because the other end of this valley where I am, I've got another apiary, and it's kind of like the far side of here. It's probably 3 kilometers away, but this whole valley has actually got quite a lot of Asian hornets in this year. And luckily I don't think I've lost any bees to Asian hornets, but they really are making a massive presence in this apiary. What I've done, as you can see, I haven't got actual Asian hornet doors for these poly nukes, but what I have done is I've blocked them off so that there's only a 2 centimeter gap, if that, at each doorway. So what they're doing is the bees are actually clustering quite a lot now, because they're getting really hacked off by these hornets constantly pestering them, you know, trying to rob them out. You can, so I'll walk around and you'll see a few. You kind of move away, and the thing is, we're not at a level where there really are a problem. They're just picking off 1 or 2 bees. So they're not really entering hives. There was one here that was a dead out. I know that was a queenless colony ages ago, and I just left it to do its own thing. But the hornets are persistent. There's one there. They're just trying to do their thing. They're just trying to find protein. It's the end of the season. They're just hanging around. That one's just got to be there, and that's off to sit in a tree and pluck it to pieces, and then it'll take it to the nest. But the nests are finishing now. The nests are done. Another one over there. You see this hovering in front there? There it is. They're an absolute pain in the ass. Look at it. They're not actually that successful. The amount of times that there's 2 there now, the amount of times that the Asian hornets make a pass, they don't always get the reward they're looking for. You know, so there's bees returning here. And I think because I've got a lot of colonies in the one apiary, it does help. It's not like there's 1 or 2 Asian hornets that are massively reducing the amount of one colony. It's a global thing, you know, across a huge amount. But there's an awful lot here. There's probably 5 or 10 permanently in this apiary I've seen. They're quite difficult to actually film. But they are a problem. They're much more of a problem further south, where it's been warmer earlier. And all these nukes are all alive. They're all looking good. They're all strong. I'm just taking the feeders off here and giving them some extra help, making sure they're all okay. And you look at this. Look at this one here. This is you can see that one's got a lot. I'm so glad I filled these traps up about 2 weeks ago. Just look at that. It's absolutely full of the little shits. You know? Terrible things. There's obviously a nest nearby, and the nest is finishing. The queens are being released. That's why we're trapping lots. I'll refill these traps, but as soon as the temperature drops any more, that'll be the end of it, you know? So we've got bees here doing their thing they do, doing the usual duties. Everything's good. But look how they're clustering on the front. It's kind of a natural defense. And these colonies are actually a little bit more vulnerable because they've got mouse guards on, not some of the whole blocked off. But saying that, they're all alive, and they've had to deal with for the last 6 weeks. So I'm pretty pleased actually, because it's not, you know, there's not too bad a thing. But overall, they're all pretty good, you know. That's the reality of what we're up against. I mean, if we hadn't trapped all these, that'll be another 150, 200 hornets all around my hives. Just got to be on the ball on everything now. You cannot let one thing slip. Incredible. Problem is, when you have a year when you get a lot of wasps and Asian hornets, for us here, it seems to be a combined thing where you get a lot of robbing as well. And maybe because there's a lot of competition for smaller amounts of food, I don't know. That one there is definitely a worker. You can see it's just hanging around. This colony's probably died as well. Seen an Asian hornet just going in there and no resistance. Probably another dead out. They're all inside. Look how many's there. Squash that one. Let's block this off while we can. Look at them all, completely overwhelming it. Little bastards. I got that one. I got that one. Didn't get that one. Look at them, they're everywhere. Got that one. You know, I've had a couple of dead outs. That's the way it goes, that's normal, but the majority are all good. And the problem is, look at this, I dropped a feeder on the floor, look. They're just everywhere. These hornets are just on their last legs, you can just see that, you know, they're kind of cold and well, they are a complete pain in the ass. They're after anything they can get. Look at these guys, look, just holding up as best they can. Traps are all refilled. A couple of losses, I think 4 in total, but that is also from other things. Late requeening or issues within the colony later in the year. So it's not an issue right now, the Asian hornet thing. It's just stress on the colony, and a lot of these colonies are a little bit lighter than I wanted because I think they've been pinned in a bit and not been able to forage in the ivy 3 weeks ago because it was still running here 2-3 weeks ago. So we've got to keep an eye on that, and obviously this is my stock for the winter. I've got a few more elsewhere, another 10, maybe 20 more. So that's good, you know. It's not a disaster, but every one you lose is another one gone. You know, it's all counting. But that is beekeeping. Catch you again soon. Bye-bye.